So if Samsung phones is all you want and want to know which one would be the best pick under 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees or even 50,000 rupees or above that, then you just arrived at the right destination. First, if your budget is around 10 to 12,000 rupees, then the only Samsung phone I would recommend you will be the Samsung M15, which is basically the Samsung F15 or A15 but costs much less than those at around 12,000 rupees during these sales for a 6+128GB. And for the price you get a good 90Hz 6.5-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display, which is pretty rare for the price, and has a Dimensity 6100 Plus, which is more than enough for day-to-day tasks but maybe not so much for gaming, with a big 6000 mAh battery and a decent set of cameras, including a 5-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera, which again is rare for the price, with up to 4 major Android update promise and 5 years of security updates. But yes, you don't get any charger for any Samsung phones, so you have to add another 1000 rupees for a 25-watt charger. So decent option especially for parents for this price. Then around 15 to 20,000 rupees, I would recommend you the Samsung M35, which you can find easily around 15,000 rupees for its 6+128GB variant or around 20,000 rupees for its 8 to 56GB variant if you need more storage. And for this price range, you get one of the best displays, which is a 120Hz 6.6-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display with a Gorilla Glass Victus Plus display protection, powered by the Exynos 1380, which is also a decent processor for the price. Again, not so much for heavy gaming, but it is the only phone currently which provides 4K 30fps stable video recording from both of its front and the rear cameras. And yes, you do get the 4 major Android update promise and 5 years of security update promise, which is still unbeaten for the price or even above the price. Again, the phone is mainly good for normal to mid-heavy users, not for heavy users, but definitely for camera lovers in a budget. At around 25,000 rupees, the only Samsung phone I would recommend is the Samsung A54, which is last year's model, but it can be found under or around 25 to 26,000 rupees, especially during the sales, and I think it offers better value as compared to other Samsung phones around this price, like the Samsung A35, which can also be found around the same price. But I think the A54, which even though is very similar to the A35, as both has the same Exynos 1380, just like the M35 has at a much cheaper price, but this one has better set of cameras as compared to them, and also the Samsung Circle to Search AI feature just like the A35. So yeah, if you have a budget of 25,000 rupees or 26,000 rupees and want to experience at least some Galaxy AI features, but with better cameras as compared to the Samsung M35 or A35, you can buy the Samsung A54. Again, don't forget to add the 25 charger's cost. Around 30,000 rupees, I wouldn't recommend anybody to buy the Samsung S21 FE, mainly due to its heating and very poor battery life. Yes, even with the Snapdragon 888 processor. Instead, you can get the Samsung S23 FE. Yes, it still has heating issues and battery life isn't the best in the range, but at least much better than the S21 FE. And be it the cameras or performance, this phone does these better than the S21 FE and pretty much is the best camera phone for the price. This has a Exynos 2200, which is good for normal gaming and day-to-day tasks, but not for heavy usage because it can heat up very quickly, even though it doesn't really lags after heating. But if you want a really good camera phone, be it for photos or videos, this is it. The display looks outdated due to those big bezels, but display quality wise there are no compromises done. And you also get all the Galaxy AI features and 4 major Android updates and 5 years of security updates. And you can easily get this around 30,000 rupees during the sales. So yeah, under 30,000 rupees, this is the best Samsung phone to buy. But if you need more battery, just get the previously mentioned Samsung A54. At around 35,000 rupees, I can finally recommend you the Samsung A55, and for this price it at least makes some sense. But yes, features wise it is pretty much the Samsung A54. The difference is in the design and a more powerful Exynos 1480 processor and a slight bigger display. Rest all of the hardware is basically the same as you find in the Samsung A54. So if you want a bit more AI features, a little better performance and maybe slight better cameras, then for around 34,000 rupees it is not a bad Samsung phone. Anything above that or around 40,000 rupees, I would recommend you the Samsung S23 128GB variant. Now yes, this is a compact phone, so battery size is a bit low as compared to the competition, and due to the metal body you will feel that heat while gaming or doing any heavy tasks. But even with a small battery size, it can give decent battery life in normal day-to-day tasks and almost no compromises done in the performance section thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 inside. And rest you get a gorgeous looking display, amazing set of cameras and great build quality for the price. You can get this around 38,000 rupees without a 25 charger of course in the sales, but yeah, banger device for the price. If your budget is around 45,000 rupees, then also I would recommend you the Samsung S23, but the 256GB version of this one, as even though everything is the same as the 128GB one, but the 256GB one uses a UFS 4.0 storage, which will make the phone feel a bit faster than the UFS 3.1 on its 128GB variant. And also forget about getting the S23 Plus at this point, but some offline stores might have that, and if you can get the base 256GB around 50,000 rupees, it would be a pretty good deal. But as of now, you can't really get this anywhere online. Around 55 to 60,000 rupees, you get two options. Either the 128GB of the S24 priced around 54,000 rupees on Amazon, but around 60,000 for its 256GB variant on Flipkart, which seems like a better deal to me. Or you can get the recently launched Samsung S24 FE for its 128GB variant at 60,000 rupees. The main difference between the two is that the S24 FE is a bigger phone at 6.7 inch as compared to much more compact 6.2 inch on the S24, and also the battery size is also a bit more on the S24 FE, which is 4700 mAh as compared to 4000 mAh on the S24. But in terms of performance, it is pretty much the same, even though the S24 FE uses Exynos 2400E, which is an undercut version of the S24's Exynos 2400. But as of now, I would pick the S24 due to a much better camera quality and also a bit more performance and more and faster storage for around the same price. And also the S24 S24 FE's price will gradually go down pretty soon in a few months, so I won't pay 60,000 rupees for this right now. Also, if you need a bigger display and a little more battery, then you can just get the Samsung S24 Plus at 65,000 rupees, and it has 256 GB as the base storage. But you will get better performance, better cameras, and a little better display as compared to the S24 FE. So yeah, for around 65,000 rupees during the sales, it is not a bad phone and much better than the Samsung S24 FE. Anything above that, or to be exact around 72 to 75,000 rupees, I would recommend you the Samsung S23 Ultra, and this actually provides a lot more value for the price you are paying. You basically get one of the best Samsung phones, or maybe one of the best phones made, with amazing display, really good battery life, excellent set of cameras, and a solid premium build. So yeah, if you have 75,000 rupees, you should definitely get this one. Now around this price or even beyond this, you can get the flip phones or even the fold phones, but to be honest, there's nothing to recommend, as if you are thinking about buying a fold or a flip, that means number one, you can easily spend a lot of money, so value for money term wouldn't really bother you, and number two, those are like more premium and exclusive phones rather than a more practical and value for money phone that we use. So yeah, if you want to get a fold or a flip, you can get anything from the Samsung Z Flip 4 or the Z Flip 6 or 5 series, or the Z Fold 5 or 6 series, or nothing below that. And if you want the best Samsung phone as of now, then you have the Samsung S24 Ultra, which is S23 Ultra but one step further. It has the best looking display in the market currently on a Samsung phone, especially the best performance on a Samsung phone, best cameras, and overall the best offering from Samsung. Even though I feel the S23 Ultra offers a much more value, as the difference between the S23 Ultra and the S24 Ultra isn't that big as compared to their price gap, when you can get the S23 Ultra as said around 75,000 rupees during the sales, and the S24 Ultra around 1,05,000 rupees during the sales. So 30,000 rupees price gap for the base variants. Rest is up to you. So these are the Samsung phones that I think you should buy if you want to buy a Samsung phone only at whatever budget you have. But do remember, not all of these Samsung phones are good or best for their prices. Better phones can be found, especially if you have a tight budget. Anyways, let me know your thoughts too. Until the next one, this was Rideep. Here's the best OnePlus phones list or the best phones under 40,000 rupees ranking videos. You can give them a watch, and yeah, see you guys.